know, it keeps you, at a certain chapter.
Like, it has more stops, and it saves every time, and it keeps
Exactly.
going and going and
Exactly.
going.
Now, another thing, which Resident Evil 1 was very famous for.
That's voice acting.
Exactly. You look on YouTube in one of the trailers where it shows some gameplay with Leon and Claire. I don't want to have to pull my gun on you. Since when did this fucking turn into a porno?
Oh yeah, and here's another thing. I want to know exactly who at Capcom came up with this line. Come on, Trendy. What the fuck?
That offends me as a person because I wear a trench coat.
Yeah,
you don't see me, jumping through the fucking roof like,
He's
ah!
not fucking Superman, but he's definitely a damn good critic.
I mean, what the fuck are these people thinking?
Oh yeah, speaking of that, I have to bring this up since you brought that to my attention. In the original one, you had a bonus game where you had to shoot zombies and shit like that. This one, if you remember the Two for Survivor minigame in Resident Evil 2, guess what? You gotta shoot. Yeah, you gotta fight these two foos. And I'm not gonna lie to you, about halfway it gets difficult.
But a funny thing is, you should ask yourselves. I was playing this the other day, just for shits and giggles. Zombies were eating tofu.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would zombies be attracted to tofu?
I know, like, I heard tofu taste is horrible.
I mean, come on.
Oh yeah, and I had to bring this up. Also, in this one, there's actually, like, if you beat the Fourth Survivor mini game, like the scenario and shit like that, you can actually play on the one character levels with both characters. I mean, both two players, and you can do that with the one character kind of thing with the second one.
Now, I'm going to show you something very interesting that Marty Jack Red just pointed out to me. Is if you look at the titles. Sorry.
Do you know what's wrong with that?
It doesn't say the Wii on top of this one, but yet on top of this one it shows it right here.
That's on most Wii games, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, what's wrong with that? Did they just get lazy? I mean, I'm not criticizing them about the game at all. I'm just simply saying, what the fuck?
What are you trying to do?
I would be misled, if it'd be a fucking movie. Like, I originally thought Resident Evil Degeneration was going to be a fucking game.
I know.
That's embarrassing to say, but yes, that's what I thought.
Hell, at least that connected to the games.
But anyway, I say we have had a pretty good run on these, and they're definitely worth the money. Definitely worth the play. And you do get to shoot that annoying fuck Alfred.
Yes, you do. But we both do agree with this, that some of the voices in this one, such as Alfred, was actually better than the original game.
Now, I'm not one to get stressed out over simple shit. I get into mind fucks. But one thing that I did notice, an exaggeration of power, particularly with the Code Veronica remake. Fighting Alexia Ashford is fucking hard.
It is.
I shit you not.
I tried telling him. I actually tried telling him.
I'm sitting there.
And here's the sad thing.
You gotta wait a minute. Maybe less than that, but at least a minute to fire the linear launcher at her, when it should only take you, what, like 30 seconds? Like,
they're both equally as hard, but
I developed a severe case of Tourette's, for fuck's sake. Everybody could hear me. Ladies and gentlemen, do not go that. Do not try to fight her unless you've got a death wish.
And when we're done with that, the one surprising thing I noticed with the Resident Evil 2 portion of this is every boss in Resident Evil 2 actually appears in here. Now, I'm being more specific that, no, you're not going to be fighting 2 G-Moons and shit like that. I'm just talking about you fight G-Moon, William Form 1 through 5, Mr. X, you fight all of them.
Another thing which annoys me, with the Resident Evil 2 portion of the game, there is a portion of the game where it's Leon and Claire together, and don't you think that they should have left out Claire with the part where Leon, Claire, and Ada all meet up?
Yeah.
That never happened in the Resident Evil franchise. It never did.
Yeah, it never did.
There was no reason for them to do that. It should have just been a scenario with Leon and Ada going through the sewer part.
Another thing with that is, I know that these are spin-off games, but why did they decide, okay, we're going to mix it up? Like, scenario A and B with Leon and Claire, switch it all around. Like, it makes no sense.
The last thing that we need is confused Resident Evil fans. There are some who interpret the events of the video to be into the events of the game.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we don't need that fuck up. But anyway, I felt that we've had a pretty good review so far, and I can't really think of anything else to mention.
Well, the only other thing I need to really bring up to everyone's attention is that I also noticed this, and I was going to bring it up earlier, but I decided to bring it up now. You get a whole shitload of weapons in this one, but you do get some in this one. Now,
one more thing that I forgot to mention, which is very noteworthy.
I was going to bring this up, ladies and gentlemen.
In this one,
it's all lined up.
In Umbrella Chronicles, you only get to choose between 2 weapons. 2 fucking weapons. And you can't change them out during gameplay, but
where's the center inside this?
You get 4 weapons, and you get to change them out any other time during gameplay. And you also get to heal yourself.
Oh, one more thing.
Anytime during gameplay.
And you know what else? Unlike the original one, you can actually get more green herbs. So if you can actually stock up and heal whenever.
Now, the balance is in my favor that this game wins over this one. But they are both special in their own way. They're great, good goddamn games by Capcom. God bless them.
I got one more statement to make, and then I'm going to close it out myself. Now, here's the last disappointment with the whole sequel. This one had a whole bunch of sub-chapters. Now, why the fuck do we only get 2 alternate versions of the last 2 levels in the game?
Seriously. And you don't... It's not like you get your own, like, scenarios where you're just playing as one person. An example, Wesker from Resident Evil The Umbrella Chronicles. I've barely seen anything relating to this at all. But it's at a 50-50. I personally like this one better.
Me too.
Because I think that Resident Evil 2 and Code Verona could have been remade. So, I'm Seth Vail.
And I'm Jack Rudd.
And this is Sick and Twisted Production, signing out.